Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Kim TV. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about setting up your social media plan for 2017. As we wrap up the year, we start thinking about new strategies and how we're going to do things differently in our businesses in the upcoming year. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. Plus we have a really cool kind of cheat sheet. It's more like a planner for you guys that you can download right away, and we're actually going to go through it. I'm going to show you how to fill it out, and it's going to be awesome. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about how to really get your social media plan up and running for 2017, keep watching. Alright guys, so here we are in the social media plan template that we've designed for you guys, and if you already have this is awesome. It's time to pull it back out and start really rehashing your strategy for 2017. But if you don't, you can definitely download it. There's going to be a link in the screen as well as in the description box below where you can access that. It's over on my blog and it's very simple to download it. So the social media plan template is just the same exact process that I use to plan my own social media marketing for the upcoming year, for the upcoming, trimester. If you plan your strategy quarterly, that's totally okay. Just make it your own, and let's get into it. So I'm going to just walk you through this, and we're going to do it together. So I'm just going to go ahead and move my little box up here so that it doesn't take away from what we're reading here. So the first step in creating your social media plan is finding your dream client. And you will always and forever hear me talk about the importance of finding your dream clients and doing so in a way that is very strategic and very intentional. If you want to be successful, whether you have an online business or a traditional business, you have to know your ideal clients in and out. And this is a process that is never evolving, right? So you're constantly learning about their likes, their dislikes, their interests, and getting to know them, and then producing content that will attract more people just like them. So here are a few ideas or a few ways that you can find your ideal clients online. Number one, ask your current clients where they hang out online. This is really important, especially in 2017, as we see new trends emerge, as social media, the state of social media is changing. I want you to be really intentional and then go back and figure out where are your existing clients really hanging out online. So for example, we just started shifting, kind of like our efforts into focusing more on Instagram and focusing more on Pinterest, because the entire sphere of social media is changing, and these platforms are where our audience now enjoys hanging out. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to go in and change your strategy to Instagram and Pinterest. No, that means that you need to go out and figure out where your people are hanging out. So really, really important. Now, for us, we're dabbling into Snapchat a little bit more. You know that my philosophy with social media is always start small, focus on your hubs, and, the rest will come later. I'm not an early adopter. I've never been an early adopter. That's not my philosophy. And I fully respect those of you who are. It's just not how I like to run my business. So just so you know, that's kind of like where we're at right now, and I think that you really need to go back and reanalyze what social platforms you're in and what you're going to be focusing in on the new year. So where are your clients hanging out? Are they, starting to really show up more, on something like Snapchat? Are they leaving Periscope, for example? Are they more active on YouTube? So again, just reassess that, because it's going to be really important. For us, our hubs have always been, Facebook and YouTube, and now we're expanding a little bit more into Pinterest and into Instagram. So that's just our strategy. You have to come up with your own. All right, so step two, or kind of tip number two, is to put your detective hat on and do some freaking research. You got to check out your competitors. You got to be able to go in there and kind of look through, different Instagram accounts. What are people commenting on them? Different Facebook pages. How active are those Facebook pages? What kind of videos are they, kind of publishing? And are those videos really resonating with my ideal clients? Now, I know that this sounds overwhelming sometimes, and I don't want you to allow yourself to get overwhelmed. What I want you to do is change your mindset and constantly be in like a state of research, right? So I want you to sit down and really put your detective hat on, check out the blogs that you think your audience might be, kind of visiting more often, and then check out the social networks that those blogs are being shared on. That'll give you a good kind of hint on which social networks people are really, really leveraging these days or are really active on. The other thing that you can do is look for potential partners that service aligned audiences. So let's say that, for example, you're a realtor, you might be looking for an interior designer in your area who has an established following, and kind of, thinking about how you guys can collaborate, how you guys can, really work together to get both of you more exposure. And I think this is really important. So pay attention to what your competitors and aligned partners are doing right and wrong on social media, so that you can take note of where they're active and whether or not they are thriving on those networks. So it's time to really just create an audit for your online presence and think about, where do we want to be in the new year? How are we going to allocate our resources? And, really thinking about this in a strategic way. So again, here's where you have a little space to add which social networks your clients are hanging out on, and then you can add some notes as you do research. This is a whole research kind of page for you. All right, so once you're done with that, the next thing you want to do is step 2, which is finding your dream clients. And this is really, really cool, because you're going to take the research that you've been doing in the first step and really apply it in the second step. So number 1, I want you to think about, what is their biggest challenge as it pertains to your products, programs, or services? What are they really looking for, when it comes to solutions to their problems, and how are you going to solve those those problems? So one of the things that I like to do is send out a survey to my audience. I post polls all the time, whether it's in my private Business Lounge membership site, for my members, or I send them out via email. I like to constantly have that conversation with my audience so that I can really start creating content that appeals to them and solves those problems. So biggest challenge as it pertains to your products, step number 1. Number 2, the second question is, what is their ideal solution to overcome those challenges? And this is more of like a strategic business question that I want you to ask constantly in your business, because sometimes the ideal solution to people's challenges is not always what they tell you it could be. And then the other, kind of like the opposite is also true, where your ideal solution to overcoming the challenge might not always be what your audience actually needs. So I really want you to start thinking about, okay, how can I think of ways that I can solve these problems and deliver those solutions in a different light through my products, my programs, or my services? It's about really being, intentional and having innovation. So being innovative. I want you to think about, how can we innovate in terms of delivering the solution to our audience in a way that's creative, innovative, and really resonates with them. So I'm going to give you an example. For a long time inside of the Business Lounge, before I actually launched it, I was thinking about, okay, how can I really start helping folks stay accountable and encourage them to take action through our courses, because we have an extensive course library. Right now there's 10 courses, there's soon to be 10 courses. The 10th one is being released in like 2 weeks, and so we want to be able to encourage our members to really implement what they're learning. And so we launched a challenge last month that was very popular. Everyone loved the challenge. They were really taking action, and they asked for another challenge. And so what we did is, next month we're going to be releasing our course in a challenge format. So instead of just having videos and me teaching you, kind of like how to do step by step and how to implement the strategies that you're learning, our members are actually going to be able to have a 30-day challenge to create their course, which is what the new course is about, creating courses. So 30-day challenge, and we're going to be able to really start delivering that solution for them, not just how to create your course, but actually create the course with them through that 30-day challenge, so that every single week they know exactly what they need to be doing, and it just gamifies the process so that it becomes kind of like really addictive. So we're really excited about it. And again, it's just thinking about how you can deliver that solution in a different way instead of just doing the same old thing that you've always done. So I really want to encourage you to think about this in a strategic way. And this really just plays into your content as well. You know, how can you deliver your content in a more innovative way? How are you going to help your audience, you know, solve the pain points and challenges that they have in a more strategic, more innovative, more different way? Okay, so question number 3, how can my business solve that problem? So how is your business solving the specific challenges that they have? And be very, I know this sounds like kind of like counterintuitive in a way, like it's just like, duh, of course I'm solving this problem this way. I want you to think of it in a more of like a different light. So for example, a lot of my customers or my clients, you know, have a different opinion of what my products and services do for them. And that has given me so much more feedback. So for example, you know, initially when I launched Zilch to Social, the program was supposed to help them figure out a social media plan, right? So figure out a social media plan, get everything organized and ready to roll. And through time, I've been able to gather that, you know, Zilch to Social has helped them not just create a social media plan, but more importantly, what they really wanted was to learn how to grow their email list with social media, how to create a strategic content calendar so that they can stay consistent and accountable, and it's helped them to figure out how to monetize from social media. So now we kind of, you know, position the course as a course that helps you get more leads, you know, close more customers, and boost your bottom line. So those are the 3 key aspects instead of saying create your social media plan. So again, I want you to think about how is your business solving those problems and get feedback from your ideal clients. All right, and now number 4, what topics about your industry are they interested in learning more about? And this is, again, ties into the research that you've been doing. Really iron out the main topics that you want to cover in the new year, and, you know, that'll help you to stay current and to help you stay kind of like fresh, that your content stays fresh and really is just content that they can relate to. All right. And then number 5 is how are they using social media? You know, are they kind of glued to it on their phone and they check it multiple times a day? Do they check it early in the morning or late in the evening, depending on their lifestyle? You know, you'll have maybe like busy moms who might check it, you know, as when they wake up before the kids, you know, get up, and then they have really, really busy days. So they are not checking social media during the day, and then late at night after the kids have gone to bed, that's when they check it. So you want to be able to figure out how they're using social media. Number 6 is what other social media pages and blogs do they follow? This will give you a good list of like inspirational pages that you can check out so that you never run out of content ideas, and more importantly, that you're staying current with all the trends that are happening. So social media pages and blogs that they follow, it'll give you a good idea again of content ideas, but also help you stay really, really fresh and like relevant. All right, so step number 3, this should say step number 3, not step number 1. We got to fix that. And your find your dream clients is to really start putting everything that you've been doing into paper. So we already have kind of like the questions ironed out. Now it's time to look at your competitors. And you can use the Google search engine to type in keywords related to your industry or niche in order to find competitors. You can use the Facebook search, you can use a Pinterest search, you can use Instagram search and just like look for hashtags, Twitter, all that good stuff. I really want you to go in there, type in some keywords to find folks who are already talking about the topics related to your industry. So really, really important. All right, and so here you're going to list 5 to 10 competitors or businesses that are aligned with your audience that could be potential partners in order to collect enough data. So I want you to type in the competitor name right here. Then you're going to add their website link or their link to social media, and also add notes. You know, what did you like about them? What are they doing wrong and what are they doing right? So really cool. And then the next step is to figure out your goals for your business. So really important for the new year, figure out your goals. What do you really want to accomplish with social media, right? So you want to look at your big picture goal as well as your kind of like immediate goal for either the month or the quarter. And you know, those little goals really amount to your big picture goals. It's really important that you kind of iron that out. And so when we talk about big picture goals, you might immediately say, I want to make more sales, right? Of course, that is our goal. We want to grow our business, we want to get more exposure, and we want to get more customers and clients. But that's not kind of like the end all be all, right? In terms of, I shouldn't say that. It is the end all be all. What it's not is that it's not always a tangible goal. You know, you need to be able to amount to little goals that really add up and really guide you to that big picture goal. So the first thing I want you to do is to figure out your big picture goal and then outline your short-term goals, right? So you want to make it very realistic, and you can always revisit the goal after 30 days if you need to. So what you want to do is break down that goal into actionable, smaller goals. So if I want to make more sales, I also probably want to increase my followers, my traffic, my email subscribers, and I want to make more sales. Those are the 4 short-term goals that we usually have. We want to increase our following, we want to get more traffic, right, which leads to exposure. We want to get more email subscribers or grow our email list, and we want to make more sales. So each of these goals has to lead to the next, and it's very important that you set a realistic time frame for each of the goals that you outline. So goal number 1 could be grow my followers from X to X. Goal number 2 is to drive more traffic with social media. So your current traffic might be, let's say 600 visits from Facebook a month, and you want to get to 2,000 as an example. And then goal number 3 could be grow your email list from maybe, 500 subscribers to 2,000 subscribers. And then goal number 4, drive more sales. So your sales from social media for the next 30 days, should be maybe 30 sales or 40 sales, depending on what kind of product and service you offer. Sometimes one sale is, all you need because you sell a high-end service or a high-end product. So that's really, really important. All right, so now that you have created your goals, it's time to create actionable, measurable, I can't speak, goals that stick. So what we're going to do next step is to break those goals into very small but actionable daily, weekly, and monthly tasks so that you can stay, really consistent with your goal. And in this section, we're going to talk about the tactical plan that I have designed for you. And so this is just the quick breakdown. So here you're going to be able to kind of just see an example of how I would fill this out. So you would type in here your goal, your key metric, meaning how you're going to measure that goal. And usually these are, kind of like your short-term goals. The network, so the specific social network that you're going to be using, to-dos. So here are the things that you're going to do every single day in order to reach that goal. So if you want to increase your fan base and grow your engagement, you want to be able to every single day reply to comments and messages. To do weekly, it means that you're going to be tracking links to your lead magnets. You're going to be experimenting with different posts to test for better conversions. And to do monthly, you're going to plan out your schedule, your content for the next month, revise your lead magnets, draft ideas for new ones, revise website pop-ups and optimize them, track email subscribers coming from social media, and draft a better conversion plan as just an example. And then of course you have, this area where you can fill out your own goals, your own key metrics, your own networks, and then your own to-dos daily, weekly, and monthly. All right, and so finally, we're going to head into step number 3, where you're going to be differentiating your brand. So you completed your research, you checked out your competitors, you figured out your goals, and now it's time to think about how are you going to stand out when it comes to social media marketing. So how are you going to communicate your message in a powerful way? How are you going to be different? And so I want you to list 3 things your competitors are doing right and 3 things that your competitors are doing wrong. So things that they're not doing right and ways that you can stand out. And these are usually our opportunities, to do things that are different, that are unique. And I really want you to go in there and do that. How are you going to be able to stand out, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Pinterest? How are you going to do things differently? And I think that this is a really short, quick, easy to do exercise that'll get your creative juices flowing. And then the last step here is to organize your social media buckets, and this is really important. Please disregard that. We need to fix this step. It should say step number 4. And so we're going to use this worksheet to organize your content buckets and get a better idea of what you're going to be publishing, because we have already done the research, because we already know what our customers and our ideal clients are looking for, because we already know what our goals are. Now we get to plan our content strategically. So the way that I do it is I put my content into buckets, and those can be just like categories or just like different groups of content that you're going to be sharing. So for example, you can use blog posts, right? So that's a type of content bucket. But for me, you know, it could be quotes. If it's YouTube, then it's going to be different types of videos. It could be tutorials. It could be quick tips. It could be reviews. You know, it could be just instructional content. It could be Q&As. Those are all content buckets within the YouTube category. But for you and your social media, it could be different based on the different types of networks that you're using. So obviously, you know, for something like Facebook, you're going to have more flexibility because you can upload a video and photos and text updates and events and Facebook Lives and all different types of content. But for other platforms where you're more constricted, you have to get creative. So content buckets are really important and will save you so much time. So trust me on this, it's really helpful. The first thing you want to do is figure out what your content buckets are going to be. So they could be tips, they could be quotes, they could be recipes, you know, if that's, you know, something that would make sense for your business. They could be videos, it could be content that you share from other pages that you're curating. It could be blog posts like, you know, I have here. It could also be events, or it could be, you know, just advice or just like a quick infographic. So think about those content buckets, and then you want to add, you know, some kind of description so that you know what this content bucket is going to encompass, and then the frequency. How many times are you going to post that specific type of content every single week? So I hope that this is helpful for you. You have plenty of space to organize it there. And yeah, this brings the social media planner to an end. Alright guys, so I hope that this was helpful. Don't forget to come on over to the blog and check out the social media planner so you can download it and start really organizing and being very strategic about how you're going to approach social media in 2017. And definitely leave me a comment below if you have any questions. If you have, you know, suggestions for future videos, I would love to hear those, as I too am creating my social media planner for 2017 and figuring out what are those topics that you want to learn more about. What do you have questions about? You know, whether it be with social media or online marketing or just running an online business. I would love to hear your questions, your insights, and your suggestions in the comment section below. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. There's a whole slew of new videos coming to the channel that are definitely going to help you take your business to the next level. And I cannot wait to see you in those. For now, do some amazing things. And thank you so very much for being here with me. Bye for now.